How's it going, everybody? It's Warner Fields from Fields of Profit. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe from the coronavirus. I know it's made it hard for me to go out and make my sourcing runs, so today I'm just going to show you how to run through some online book arbitrage. I use a software called Zen Arbitrage. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, but today I just wanted to show you what I do personally with it. Help you guys make a little more money while you're stuck at home with the virus. Let's just jump. Now that we are actually within Zen Arbitrage, I'm going to go ahead and set up our search filters here. I'm going to start by looking at maybe some more expensive books. Let's go 20 to 25. We're actually going to skip Amazon's price, and then for the new price we're going to go in at 80, and that's to follow something I like to call the rule of thirds. And for me, the rule of thirds is you're looking for a sale price that is 3 times your buy cost, especially in the lower prices. You can kind of ignore that in the higher prices sometimes. But typically, a third of your price, of your total sale price, is going to be the buy cost. A third will go to Amazon fees, and then you want that last third to be your profit. And if you follow that rule well, then you have to double your investment every time. So as far as rank goes, I like to stay under 750K. I'm going to click textbooks only, and then for used offers, I'm going to go to 60. And what that's going to do is it's going to weed out the ones that have a ton of used offers. Because when there's a lot of people on a listing, the price is going to tank really fast, and you don't want that. So now that we're all set up there, we're going to go ahead and apply our filters and sort by average rank here. Great. Let's see what we can find here. So I'm going to open up some of these in a new tab. If you have a second monitor, that's what I like to do, but I'm going to do it on one screen just for simplicity's sake, show you guys how it works. Right now I'm going to press Command and then the number and the ISBN on Mac, and then Windows I think you hold Control and then just click the ISBN number, and that's going to open up these new tabs. Alright, now that those tabs have loaded up, let's go ahead and jump right into it. In these high ranks like this, like the average rank here is 27,000, 30,000, 40,000, we're likely to see a lot of restricted books. A sweet spot for me seems to be about 200 to 400K. I've been doing this for a year and a half now, got over $100,000 in sales by a long shot, and I'm still restricted in a lot of books, so don't be discouraged if you're seeing that in the high ranks. Yeah, as you can see here, we are restricted in this one. This is a Chrome extension that I really like. It's called Check Permission. It's this one right up here, and it's just going to give you this green box right here as long as you're logged into your Amazon account. It's going to show you whether or not you can sell it, and then it also shows you your conditions. A lot of people use this. It's super handy. It's $10 a month. I actually got it for free a while back in like a Black Friday price bundle or something like that. So if you're able to find anything like that, it's a great purchase, but definitely worth it at $10 a month if you're serious about getting into the book arbitrage game. But yeah, so look, we can't sell it, so it doesn't even matter. This one also restricted. This one looks like we can sell. Let's see the Keepa. All right, Keepa's showing a very consistent sales pattern. For me, I like to stay away from consistent sales like this. I look for the textbooks where the price goes up in the textbook season, then goes back down in off season, because that's where I make a lot of my profits from. So in this case, I'm going to skip on this, especially since the price is way higher, as you can see here, than it has been in the past. This one we're also going to skip, can't sell it. See what we got here. We got a very strong textbook pattern. We got these two, the double U's. Means it sells super well during textbook season and then goes off. Something I like to look for is for the price to go up during textbook season. And in this case, it looks like it doesn't really go up that much. Don't like to see that a whole lot. Check the prime prices. Looking like $68 right now. And then we're looking for operations management. And then once you find something that's maybe worth looking into, you're going to go back over to Zen Arbitrage and you're going to click this book finder link here. What this is going to do is going to show you the lowest prices across the internet. In this case, it's not pulling it. So sometimes what I like to do is check it out on eBay. Just go manually and then go to Abe Books. Looks like eBay has it for, sort by lowest price. eBay's got it for 24. and Abe has it for, that's an international edition. You want to stay away from those. You also want to look out for teachers editions. Abe has it for 29, and then it looks like it's going for 70. So that could be a good buy, but I'm going to stay away from this one because, as you can see, the merchant prices during season normally are about $10 to $15, and right now they're way inflated. So this is going to be a pass for now. You don't want to buy when the price is way high, just like you learned in Economics 101. You got to buy low and sell high. So in this case, we're going to pass on this one. Moving on to the next one. So this is what I was talking about with the prices bumping up during on season and then falling a little bit and coming back up during textbook season. We like to see this. We want to buy on these lows and then sell at the highs, right? So we're going to go down here and check the prime prices. Prime right now, there's a low of 40, and it'll go up to 55 fairly fast. What I'm really looking out for here is keep it and tell me if somebody has a ton in stock. Sometimes somebody will have 20 plus in stock, it'll say down here, and you're going to want to try to stay away from those unless it's selling super well. So in this case, I'm actually kind of interested in this one. Looks like during season it sells up to $45 merchant fulfilled. Amazon kind of makes the ceiling at 56, 60 range. So to follow that rule of thirds, we're looking for a price around $20. That would be ideal. See what Bookfinder has for us. And we've got a couple around there. This one's acceptable though. You want to stay away from those. A lot of times acceptable copies will have water damage, just way too much wear, and if you're sending them into FBA like we are, you're going to want to stay away from that. Looks like Valor has it for 23, so maybe we can give this a shot in the calculator. So cost of book is about 23, and then we could list it and sell it for about 55 after the prime bump. So it looks like we could actually make about $17 on this one. Sometimes with these, like I said, with these more expensive books, the rule of thirds doesn't apply quite as much. That's just an idea that I like to keep in mind. And also sometimes if it's lighter, it doesn't have to follow that rule quite as well. So this is actually a decent find. Let's see if there's a new edition. Looks like there is a new edition. So that could make this not so great of a buy. The way that I like to look out for these new editions is if the new edition has just come out and has sold super well, like this one is, that means that next semester it also sells super well and start bumping that price away on the older edition. And as you can see, the newer edition had only been selling for a semester, and then that's right about when Amazon stopped selling this one, which means that the prices on this one are just going to keep falling as this book gets older and older. So this one's kind of borderline for me. I might add this one to a list to go back and check later, but I'm going to pass on this one for now. And then this last one looks like we're restricted, so we're going to pass on this one too. So let's go open up some more tabs and see what we can find. Alright, it looks like those tabs have loaded up. One thing I should mention is after you've checked out the books that you clicked on, it helps to click this little scene button over here. You can see it turns blue. That's just going to help you next time you go through. It's going to help you save time. Something I heard was as a book sourcer, our job is to get through the duds, not find the good ones, right? So if you're able to mark these as duds, at least for now, then you'll be able to burn through the good ones faster, right? So let's hop into it here. Looks like we got a very strong textbook pattern. Like to see that. Looks like the price does go up during textbook season. It went way up last season, and then during last summer it went up a little bit. Let's go ahead and check on the prime prices. Right now we got one at 30, but it's acceptable. There's only one in stock. Then it goes to 50, and then 55, 60, 65, 70. These are all one in stock until 70 has one in stock. Looks like the prices are at 60, and then they were way up in the sky. I would say we could probably pretty safely sell this one for about 80 bucks, $70 to $80 with the prime bump. Probably even more than that. So let's go see if we can find a book in here. We're looking for somewhere between $20 to $30. Looks like we got them for $20, acceptable. We want to stay away from teacher's editions. Remember that water damage we got to stay away from. So right here we got one in good condition. So we're going to go throw that into the calculator over here. So we can buy it for about that price, and then we can sell it for $70 conservatively. That's going to make us $23, and then maybe even upwards of $80, which would be $31 and $90, possibly. Even would be $40. So this looks like a pretty good find. One last thing I'm going to check for is if there's a new edition out. Sometimes you'll find it here, and there's a newer edition. We're going to go ahead and click on this because this looks like it might be a little bit of a bug. Sometimes it'll link to like a loose leaf, something like that. In this case, I'm not really quite sure what it's pulling. There's no way it could be a newer edition since it's selling for like $5-6. So this looks like a pretty good buy. I'm going to go here to Valor. In this case, I'm actually going to buy from Amazon. One, Amazon's easier to deal with returns in case you get a water damaged book, that kind of thing. And also, little pro tip, if you are flipping on Amazon quite often, you can get the Amazon credit card, and then you'll get 5% cash back. So that just adds to your profit margins, right? So we're going to go click this one here, and I'm going to drag that one to the side, and I'll buy that in just a bit. I don't want to have to go through the effort of blurring credit cards and all that. You guys aren't here to see that. You're here to learn how to flip some books. So let's jump on to the next one. We got this book here. We got a really strong textbook pattern. Price goes up during the season. Looks like we're at a little bit of a high price. You don't want to buy on the super high, but 23 compared to 12, 15 isn't too bad. We'll see if we can find a good deal on Bookfinder maybe. Looking for the prime price. Looking to see if anyone has a ton in stock. Otherwise, we're just going to go off the Keepa to see what we could sell it for prime. No one has very much in stock. And then it goes up to 85 even. Right now, there's not even that many prime offers. So it looks like it went to 45, even up to 60. And then it stayed pretty consistently around the 40 range last semester. So we're going to go ahead and check the Bookfinder on this one. And we've got a good copy right here from Valor for $26.91. And then Amazon from $26.95 for $26.96. And again, with that 5% back, this is going to be cheaper. So let's plug that into the calculator. We're going to go to the calculator. We're buying it for 27, and then we could sell it for, it went for 60, 45, 40 with a prime bump. High price of 85 right now. These are going to get burned through really fast when the sales volume really kicks up. I think we could pretty easily sell this one for 60 conservatively, maybe up to that 80. So let's say it's on the low end, it only sells for 60. That's going to be 17 in profit. On the higher end, that's going to be $34 in profit. So again, not too bad. I'm going to click this one right here, drag it to the side, and perfect. Let's move on to the next one. So just like that, guys, we've got, what's that, 40, 50 bucks in profit? Not too bad. Again, pretty strong curve. Price goes up during textbook season. Let's check the prime prices, see if anybody's got a bunch in stock. Book Zen, I wonder if they're doing the same thing we are. Goes 38, 42, 44, 60. There's quite a few sellers on this one. The price could drop, but it looks like the price pretty consistently goes up to that 65, 70 range. So I would say this one could easily sell for $80 to $90, definitely. So we're going to go try to find this on Bookfinder. With a final sale price of $80, we're looking for a price of $20 to $30. And looks like Amazon's got it for $25.71. One last thing we're going to do on this is check for a new edition. Teaching books and nursing books, I will say, get updated very quickly, and the price can tank on those. I'm very careful to make sure, especially with health books, like nursing textbooks, that I don't buy old editions. With some other genres, you can get away with it. And as you can see here, yeah, this one's second edition, and then this one down here says third edition. So we're going to check and see if we're going to be able to get that high price again. A major thing I check for is what price Amazon's selling it for, because there's no way that we're going to get a buyer at a price higher than Amazon on the older edition. But in this case, this is a really weird thing going on where the sales on the newer edition is actually lower than the older. So on the new book, Amazon was selling it for $60, and then this one still sold really well during when the new book was out, and the price even went up. That's pretty rare to see. But Amazon was kind of making the ceiling at $60. So let's see, just in case we're only able to get $60, even $50 for it, since it's still a little older. That would be $7, so definitely not great. 60, that's 15, that's a 50% ROI. Still not horrible. I really don't see how we don't make money on this book, so I'm still going to go ahead and get it. I try to go for those 100% ROIs. I love to see those, but I'm not going to argue with this one. So let's hop on to the next one. Another at least 8, but I bet it's going to be somewhere around 15, 20 in profit there. All right, we got another strong textbook pattern. Price really bumps during textbook season. Looks like in the past the price has been pretty low, honestly. And then right now we might be buying on a little bit of a bubble. Let's see what we got. See if anybody's got a ton in stock. And looks like 1, 1, 1, 1. And then it goes up to $60 with 6 in stock. The price goes up to 45, even 60. I would say we could easily get $60 for this book. Maybe upwards of 70, 80. So we're looking for a price around, again, $20 to $30 on the book finder. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get 4 in a row. Okay, and it's we're gonna have to manually do this one again. Looks like we got it for this one. Could be 15 here. Sort by low. This one's an auction, so we're gonna skip that one. Let's see what the condition on this one is. Looks like good condition. Covers look the same. Looks like $15. Yeah, I think this is the same book. Price go way up. Since the keep it price was pretty low in the past, I'm glad we're getting it for 15. I would be scared to buy it for any more than that. On this one, I think this is actually a really good candidate for keep it tracking here. So in the past, the prices just sat way down here at 5, 6, 10-ish dollars. So I'm going to go ahead and track it at, let's say, 8. Because 8, and then that usually doesn't include shipping, so it's going to be 12 as the final sale price. And then minimum, it's going to go for 40, upwards of 60, so that's plenty of profit. And then what this is going to do is Keepa is going to send us an email once the price drops under that price mark, and then I'm going to go ahead and buy another copy. That'd be a great buy, especially since the sales volume is super high. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up, and then drag this one again to the side, and go ahead and purchase that one later on. So that's another, I'd say, 15 in profit, 15 to 20 in profit, guaranteed, maybe even more. Moving on to the next one here. Looks like we're restricted in this one. Again, that check permission saved us a ton of time here, because normally we'd have to go through the whole process of copying this ASIN and then going into Amazon seller and checking if we can sell it. This is just going to save us a whole bunch of time. Definitely worth the $10 a month. That's, what, 33 cents a day. Definitely worth the time it saves you, especially if you're making money doing this. You got to spend it to make it, right? So anything you can do to get through the duds faster, it's going to be well worth your money. Looks like we got a really strong textbook pattern again. Prices are a little weird. They sort of go up a little bit during season. They're kind of unpredictable. So let's see what we can find for prime prices. Prime is hanging out at 65 right now. See if anybody's got a ton in stock. Doesn't look like it. The price usually sits somewhere between $30 to $40 merchant with a very strong sales pattern. I think this one could easily go for 60, and since these low primes right now are at 65, I would say we could definitely get that 65 for it. So let's see if we can find a price around $25, $20, considering that rule of thirds. Looks like eBay's got one for 27, so not too bad. Let's go ahead and click on this eBay listing. Sometimes they will have the actual photos, yeah, just like this one does here. When you've got some smaller sellers, so you're able to actually see the book, which I like to do. Sometimes other sellers' good is not your version of a good, right? A lot of times the goods that I buy online are actually acceptables, which is another reason why I try to stay away from acceptables. Got to keep your feedback high. So in this case, we could get it for 27. We're going to go into our calculator here. And we can get it for 27. And we're listing it for, we said we could easily get 60. So that's going to be $17 in profit. I think we could go 75 or 65. That's going to be 21, and then maybe even upwards of 75 on this one, which would be great. That would be 30 bucks in profit. This is another one I'm going to throw to the side and check out. So another 15, 20, $25 in profit. Great. Let's keep chugging on. We got another one with very strong pattern. Looks like the price bumped this semester, but then it didn't really bump the most recent semester. So that makes me a little apprehensive, but let's see what the prime prices are looking like. 42, 45, 50, 55. We got 2 in stock, we got 5 in stock. No one's super deep. With prices like this, we could probably get, we could guaranteed get 40 for this, just looking on the Keepa, and then considering the prime prices right now, 45 to 55 range. So let's see if we can find anything for cheap on Bookfinder. We got one for 20 here. Let's see if this is the real book since it's eBay. And no. And they do have more than 10 in stock, which means that lots of people who are doing Zen Arbitrage might see this and get in on the same listing with 1 or 2 copies. So that's not super great. Let's see if there's a new edition. There is. I wasn't loving this one already, and since there's a new edition, let's see how well it's selling. How long it's been out. It's selling super well. How long has it been out? It's been out for actually quite a while, and it hasn't affected the numbers. Any effect that this new edition would have caused to the older edition would have taken place by now. So if we can get this one for 20 and then flip it for that 45, 50 mark, let's see what we can make on it. We're going right here. We found it for 20. We're going to list it for, let's say, 40. Doesn't follow the rule of thirds. See, there's not much profit left on it like that. There's 7 left. If we could get 45, that would be about a 50% ROI after shipping and sales tax that I'm going to have to pay on this. It would be maybe 8. And then to also pay my lister. This one's borderline for me. I'm going to go ahead and I would add this one to my list to maybe look at later on. But I'm going to pass for now, especially since we've been hitting on some other ones pretty well. Here we got another strong textbook pattern, not a super huge bump. We had a nice price bump here. We're way high as far as pricing goes right now. Let's check the primes. The primes are going to be really inflated right now because of that price bump on the Keepa. I'm actually just going to skip this one for now. That one actually you could set up a Keepa alert on. Looks like again we got a really strong pattern. Prices do bump on this one a little bit during season. Go down not a whole lot. Let's see what we can find for the prime prices. We've got 63, 70, 80, 95 jumps up pretty fast to 105, even 160. Those prices feel a little high to me. I would say we could get somewhere around 60 to 80 guaranteed on this one. Let's see what we can find as far as Bookfinder. Not showing there, so we're going to have to do it manually. We got it for 25 here in like new condition. That's good. Let's see if we can find it on Abe. Abe's got it for, this one's fair, gonna want to stay away. Acceptable, acceptable, and we're already higher than that eBay price. So at $25 basically, we're gonna go back in here. 25, we're gonna try the calculator. And then we're gonna list it for 70 on the very low end. That would be $26 in profit, but I think we could, bare minimum, it would be 60, which is still $18. That's pretty good ROI. That's 75-ish ROI, maybe even upwards of 80, which would be $35 in profit. That would be awesome. One last thing I'm going to do is check for a new edition. These programming books do get new editions pretty quick, and this one looks like it did. Let's see how long it's been out. Let's see if it's already affected the older edition. Sometimes the older editions, the professors like to use the older editions more, so it doesn't quite affect it as much. Other times it just completely destroys the pricing on the older edition. Looks like this book has been out for at least 2 semesters already. It's been out for quite a while. I would say we're safe to go ahead and buy this one here. It looks like this one's going to continue to see sales because the newer edition has been out for years and it still hasn't really affected the sales pattern on this one too much. And checking out this last one here, it looks like we're restricted, so it doesn't even matter. Just for fun now, let's go ahead and see if we can find something in maybe a lower price range. Maybe your budget isn't quite as big. I would say it's a lot easier to find the profits in the 15 to even up to 50 range. I like to stay in that 20 to 25 range. That's where I find my best buys. Because then even if you buy one that doesn't end up being great, you're only out the $20 versus if you're going for those $50, $60 books, those hurt a lot more. In this $5 to $10 range, there's a lot more competition, a lot less room for profit margin. So we're going to go 5, 10, then we're going to look for a new price of, let's say, 35. We're going to apply the filters, see what we can see. All right, I went ahead and loaded up some of these cheaper books. Let's see if we can find anything in that $5 to $10 range. Like I said, I usually find them in more expensive, but just for the video's sake, let's see if I can find anything in the lower dollar values. Here it looks like we had a really strong sales pattern, and then it's kind of tapering off. That usually means that a new edition came out, and this one has 2019 in the title, so that's definitely what happened there. Here we got the same thing, super strong pattern, tapers off. And then here we have a pretty good pattern actually. We've got this W here, means it's a textbook. See what we see on the prime prices. We got $17.51, and then it goes up to about $30, and then the $17.51 only has 1 in stock, so that's a good sign. Goes up to $30, and then there's 7 in stock here at $30. So I would say 30 is fairly safe. See if we can find anything on Bookfinder for it. And eBay has it for $8.90. Go ahead and click on the link here. More than 10 available, like we talked about a second ago. Not super great, but just for fun, let's go ahead and throw it in the calculator. We found it for $8.90, and we can sell it for $30. That's going to be a $9.87 profit. I'm going to go ahead and drag that one to the side. I'll go ahead and pick up 1 copy of that. That one's not too bad. With a really strong sales pattern like that, I like that. So we were able to find a cheaper one here. Right here we've got a non-textbook. I'm going to stay away from those. Here we got a textbook pattern, but we're restricted. Tapers off. We're going to skip that one too. Not a textbook. And we got a textbook here. Let's see what we can find. How's the prime price looking? 25, 25, jumps up to 30. And then we got, what was that? Yeah, it was 9 here at $32. So 32 I'd say is the absolute ceiling, just to be safe. As you can see, the price doesn't bump super well. It bumped a little bit. Not too horrible. Let's see if we can find anything on the Bookfinder for this one. And we got 1050. These are all acceptables. And then our cheapest good copy here is at $11.70. It looks like we've actually got a very good at the same price, so I'd go ahead and price out that one. So we can get it for $11.70, and we could sell it for 30 bucks. Let's go 11.7. List for 30. That would be only a $6 profit. Not great at all. I'm going to pass on that one. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find maybe one more in the cheaper ones. I went ahead and opened a couple more of these cheap book tabs over here. Let's see if we can find anything. Just wrapping up here. This one we're restricted on. Looks like we got one that tapers off. We want to stay away. Not a textbook pattern. And restricted. That's going to do it for these lower value ones. You can learn a lot about the ones we wanted to stay away from this section. We did end up finding this one here, which was a little bit of a good profit for being a cheap book. There's definitely some money to be made in these cheap ones. If you want to start here, I definitely started there when I started flipping. I did $5, $10 ones for, I think, my first semester when I did Zen. And then I ended up moving up in price to the next time when I kind of had some more experience. So if you want to do that, that's totally understandable. But yeah, that's going to do it for this section of the video. So that's actually going to do it for the tutorial on Zen Arbitrage today, guys. I hope you learned something. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. That whole thing helps me out a lot. The links for Zen and check permission and Keepa will be in the description. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to comment them. I'm happy to answer. I'm stuck at home just like you guys are. So let's all go out and make that profit. Yeah, see you next time.